Welcome to the viewers for the lecture in the subject structural analysis. See, in the last few classes we have been discussing about matrix flexibility method. As I told, currently we are dealing about direct flexibility method. So this I have to repeat because some viewers are still under confusion, asking for doubts. So already in lecture number 1 to 20, what we have discussed is matrix methods by element approach or transformation matrix approach. So what we are currently discussing is again matrix methods, namely matrix flexibility and matrix stiffness methods, but this is under direct approach or system approach. As per the current syllabus, it is we are discussing only matrix flexibility method, but the approach is direct approach. So that I have to strengthen. Right now, we have done a few problems on continuous beams. Now we will take up few problems on portal frames. Now this is the problem. Analyze the portal frame by matrix flexibility method and use the direct approach. So that and for the problem, I1 equal to E is constant, I1 equal to I2 equal to I3 equal to 3:2:1. That is, I1 equal to 3I, I2 equal to 2I, I3 equal to I. 3:2:1. That is the. So this problem of 10 meters height, column AB 10 meters height, column BC 6 meters and CD 4 meters. A is fixed, by end A is fixed and D is hinged. So that's about the problem. This we have to do it by direct flexibility method. Now actually this problem is available in page number 76 of our book Structural Analysis, volume 3 by Dr. Vaidyanathan, myself and Dr. M.I. Abdul Aleem. Actually this is given as an exercise problem in page number 76. So this problem is given under strain energy method, but this problem we are going to do it by direct flexibility method. Right. So this information will be useful for checking your answers. That's all. Right. Now with this introduction, we will start the problem. Now we know in matrix flexibility method, first we have to find out the degree of static indeterminacy, then make the structure statically determinate or obtain the primary structure, for which you have to first find out the degree of static indeterminacy. The degree of static indeterminacy equal to, for portal frames, it is number of closed loops equal to 1, number of closed loops into 3 minus number of releases. Now A is fixed, therefore no release. D is hinged, so D can only rotate, therefore there is 1 degree of freedom at D. So number of releases is equal to 1, that is the rotational degree of freedom at D. Therefore 1 into 3 minus 1 equal to 2. The structure is statically indeterminate to 2 degrees. Right. Now the first job is to make the structure statically determinate or primary. I will Right. For making the structure statically determinate, there are a number of ways. We have discussed a number of times already, therefore I don't want to spend time on that. Therefore, we will just remove this. This is one of the ways. This is one of the ways of making the structure statically determinate. Just remove the support at D. Right. When you remove the support at D, we are removing two reaction components. At a hinge, a vertical reaction is possible, a horizontal reaction is possible, both we have removed. We will replace it. So, we will apply vertical reaction is equal to VD, and horizontal reaction equal to HD. Now, we just have the original structure. So, this is the primary structure, with redundants. Primary structure with redundants. Right. Now we know that the compatibility equation is A into F naught equal to minus UIF. This is the compatibility equation. And also we know that this is a matrix consisting of displacement coefficients. This is also displacements. Right. Now we have to find out the value of A into F. So therefore these are displacements, these are also displacements. And for this, the tabulation method will be convenient, that is, use of product integral chart will be easier, but still permission is avoided. Therefore, time being we will use any other method. We can use, but the conjugate B method or moment area method will not be convenient for this. That is, point about which we have to take the moment will be a problem. Therefore, what we can do is we can make use of strain energy method, or you can use unit load method. Right. So, time being, for this problem, we will use unit load method. Right. For unit load method, what we will do is, first forget about the redundance. Forget about, so this will come off. So, we will consider only the primary structure. Consider only the primary structure. Right. Now, let us find out the bending moment M. M is the bending moment at any section due to the given load in the primary structure. Then we will find out M1. M1 is the load at various sections of the given structure due to the application of the first redundant equal to unity. Then we will find out M2. So when you apply M1, forget about this force. Right. Then M2 will be apply the redundant 2 equal to unity, HD equal to unity, find out the force at various sections, that will give you the value of M2. Right. So we will just take up the problem. That is, we have to provide a standard tabulation. So portion or section, then origin, then limits, then mx, that is this value m due to the external load mx, then m1 is the bending moment at various sections due to the vertical reaction equal to unity. Then we will find out the value of M2. So forget about the external load, forget about this one, and apply HD equal to unity. Due to that alone, whatever value we get, it is equal to M2. And here the moment of inertia varies. For this it is 3I, for this it is 2I, for this it is I. Therefore, we have to provide a column for the moment of inertia also. Right. So that's about the standard tabulation. Now, here there is no load in the column CD, so we will take one section at any height, section XX at a height X from the point D. Therefore, first portion is DC, origin is D, the height of the column is 0 to 4 meters. 0 to 4 meters. Then we have to find out the value of mx. So for this portion at any section, so we are going to find out the value of m. For m, there is no force in the portion DC. There is no external load. There is no external load in CD, therefore m equal to 0. So other two things will take up little later, right? Before that, next part is that of CB. So next part is CB. Origin is C. And between C and B there is no other load, only UDL. Therefore, the limits of integration will be 0 to 6 meters. So there is no break in between, so 0 to 6 meters. Now, for this mx equal to, when we take xx, considering x from the point D, x is measured from C, equal to C, mx equal to, there is no load after C, there is no load, only we have UDL to the right of the section XX. So that UDL is downwards, therefore that will cause clockwise moment about the section. So the clockwise moment equal to minus 30 is the UDL into x meters length. So the moment equal to x by 2. So this is equal to minus 15x square. This is mx due to the external load on the primary structure. We are not considering the redundance now. We are following unit load method. So M1, M2 we will take it up later. Right. Now, next portion is BA. Next portion is BA. So in BA, origin is B, height is 10 meters, there is no load between B and A, therefore you can take the entire height 0 to 10 meters. Right. So when we consider XX in this at a height of x from B, B is the origin, x from B, right. So there, to the right of the section, to the right of XX, there is only UDL, no point load, nothing, only x, only UDL. So about this column, this will produce a moment equal to 30 into 6 meters into 6 by 2, and this moment is clockwise, therefore it is minus, because right clockwise is negative, right? Anti-clockwise is positive, right clockwise is negative, that we know. So this value equal to minus 540, right? Right. Next we have to write down the values of M1, M2 and I values. For this it is I, it is 2I, for this it is 3I, right. Next, for getting the value of M1, we have to apply the redundant 1. So, VD is one redundant, HD is another redundant, right. Now, let us apply VD equal to unity. That is, if this is the frame, we apply VD equal to unity, right. Now, when we take a section here, as before, from D, X from D. So, in the column CD, there is no moment, because it becomes an axial force that will not cause any moment. Therefore, M1 equal to 0, right. Now, coming to this CD, measuring X from C. Due to this load, VD into X meters will be the moment. The moment about section XX will be VD into X. So, VD into X will be anti-clockwise. Therefore, it is positive. So, VD into X, and we are applying VD equal to unity, forget about this, 1 into X, anti-clockwise. Therefore, that value equal to 1 into X, anti-clockwise, therefore it is positive, right. Now, coming to this, XX. So, this can be done using free body diagram also. Anyway, for this quantity, free body diagram will not be needed. So, we can straight away write. Now, this is the only force. 1 is the only force. So, about this column, any point on the column BA, that will cause a moment equal to 1 into 6. So, because this distance equal to 6 meters, 1 into 6, any point on BA, whatever may be the value of X. So, 1 into 6. So, it is minus, that is, it is anti-clockwise, therefore, it is plus 6, right. Anti-clockwise is positive, right. So, that is about the value of Mx at any section or at different sections due to the application of unit value of redundant 1. That is over, right. Next, for getting M2, we have to apply HD equal to unity. This is the frame, 10 meters, this is 6 meters, this is 4 meters. A, B, C and D. Now, we are going to apply HD equal to unity. The horizontal reaction at D is one redundant equal to unity. Now, forget about this term equal to unity. We are applying unit force, right. Again, same section XX at a distance X from D, right. So, that will cause, that unit force will cause a moment 1 into X, horizontal force into vertical distance 1 into X. So, that 1 into X is clockwise, 1 into x is clockwise. So right clockwise is negative. Therefore, it is minus x. Minus 1 into x. For the portion DC. Next, for the portion CB, you are measuring x from C, xx. We are measuring x from C. And over the length BC, that unit force will cause a clockwise moment, but the height is standard. Height is 4 meters. The height of the column is, this value is 4 meters. Therefore, anywhere it is 1 into 4. Between C and B, any point, it is 1 into 4. Because it is clockwise, this is minus 4. Minus 1 into 4. 1 into 4. Now coming to this, again measure x from B. Means x from B. But here, in finding the moment, there will be a little confusion to the viewers. Therefore, I will draw the free body diagram and explain how to find out the moment in the portion BA. Right. Now, this is the column DC. Column DC. This is the force that is applied. Right. Therefore, for equilibrium of this member alone, the free body diagram alone, so the force will be to the right. To the right. So this is 4 meters. So these two will cause a clockwise moment of 1 into 4. Therefore, for this element CD alone to be under equilibrium, there must be an anticlockwise moment of 4. Anticlockwise moment of 4. Now that element CD will be under equilibrium. Right. I think we have to satisfy for each and every element, we have to satisfy sigma h equal to 0. These two will make sigma h equal to 0. There is no vertical force. Therefore, sigma v equal to 0 is automatically satisfied. Coming to sigma m, these two will cause a clockwise moment of 1 into 4. So, sigma m is not equal to 0. Therefore, we have to apply minus 4. Now, this satisfies all the 3 equilibrium equations. Right. Coming to the next member. Next member is the horizontal member. For want of space, I am just drawing small length. Right. Now, here, for this joint to be under equilibrium, when this is 1 towards right, this will be 1 towards left. Left. When this is anti-clockwise 4, here it will be clockwise 4. Clockwise 4 kilonewton. Now joint will be under equilibrium. Next, coming to the member equilibrium. Member BC will be equilibrium only when there is a force to the right, because this is towards left 1, therefore this is towards right 1 for horizontal equilibrium. Now, when there is a clockwise moment of 4, here there will be an anti-clockwise moment of 4. So, with these values, the member BC will be under equilibrium. Right. Now, coming to this column. Right. Now, for the joint to be under equilibrium, when there is a force of 1 towards right, there will be a force 1 towards left. So that the joint will be under equilibrium due to sigma h equal to 0. Right. When there is an anti-clockwise moment of 4, here there will be a clockwise moment of 4. Only then the joint B will be under equilibrium. Right. Now, coming to member equilibrium, we have to apply 1 towards left and etc. Right. Now, this will be clockwise and this will be anti-clockwise, that we will discuss later. Now, we want the moment about the section XX, where X is measured from B. X is measured from B. As usual, X is measured from B, like this. Now, at any section, moment equal to, there is a moment, there is a clockwise moment 4, therefore right clockwise is negative, therefore minus 4, it is minus 4, plus there is a unit force here, 1 into x, 1 into x is anti-clockwise, 1 into x is anti-clockwise, therefore that is plus, right, anti-clockwise is positive, minus 4 plus x. So if these values are properly written, next it's only a question of calculations. This tabulation is very, very important. But for this the knowledge of this free body diagram, both M1 as well as M2 can be done using free body diagram. So these values without free body diagram we can get it, and with the free body diagram also you can easily get it. So right, that is about the values. Right. Now, for doing the calculations, we have to find out the values, the coefficients for the A matrix and the value of UIF. Right. Now, UIF is the moment, the displacement at coordinate 1 and 2, coordinate 1 and coordinate 2. There are two coordinates. One is the vertical displacement is one coordinate, horizontal displacement is coordinate 2. So apply unit displacements along coordinate 1, unit force along coordinate 1, or we can just get the displacement along coordinate 1, the vertical displacement. The vertical displacement is U1F. The horizontal displacement is U2F. That will be the right hand side of the compatibility equation. Now for getting these values, so these values are due to the external force. And we are following strain energy method. Already we have discussed integral m square dx divided by 2ei, and the displacement is given by m into dou m by dou x into dx by ei. All those things we have discussed. Therefore, here in the strain energy method, what you have to do is UIF values. IF values. We are calculating UIF values. Right. U1F equal to integral m due to the external force, m1, that is, this corresponds to dou m by dou Vd, etc., into dx by Ei. M1 dx by Ei. This is the formula. Right. Now for this, for the portion DC, m is 0, m1 is also 0, therefore the first term is 0. M1 both are zeros. Right. Plus, for the second portion, m is minus 15x square and limits 0 to 6. So integral 0 to 6 minus 15 x square minus 15 x square into m1. M1 is x into dx by E into I is 2i for this portion. I is 2i. Plus, for the third portion, m is minus 540 and limits are 0 to 10 meters, limits. So, limits 0 to 10, 0 to 10, m is minus 540, into m1, m1 is 6, into 6 into dx by ei, right, by e into 3i, because I for the span AB is 3i, therefore here it is into 3i. Now these things will give you the displacement in the direction of the redundant one. That is, this will give the vertical displacement of the point D. But in the given problem, the point D is hinged, so that will not change its position. So the displacement will be equal to 0. So this value will be equal to 0. So that is the concept we are using. So that value equal to 0. Right. Now, this we have to do the simplification work, that I leave it to the viewers, but just I will start 0 to 6. This on multiplication will give you minus 15x cube, minus 15x cube. This is by 2. 1 by EI we can take it outside. 1 by EI we can take it outside, into dx, plus second one, here also we can take 1 by EI outside, into 540 into 6 by 3, 540. So this and this will cancel, will be equal to 2. So 540 into 2 will be 1080, therefore minus 1080, minus 1080 into dx. EI we have taken outside, EI has been taken outside, minus 540 into 2 equal to minus 1080 into dx. So this is equal to 0. So on integration, that 0 to 1 by EI, it is common in both cases, therefore that we can take it outside. Now this will be, this also we can make it a 7.5. 7 point. So minus 7.5 x to the power 4 by 4 on integration. On integration, x to the power 4 by 4, limits will be 0 to 6 meters, plus again 1 by EI we have taken outside. So into minus 1080 into x, that's all. There is no x, therefore it is x, into limits will be 0 to 10 meters. For the third one, limits will be 0 to 10 meters. So here we have written 0 to 10, 0 to 10 equal to 0. So this we have to substitute the upper limit, lower limit, so that one can easily do it. That will give you on simplification, that will be equal to minus 13,230, minus 13,230 by EI. So this value U1F equal to minus 13,230 by EI. This is one value, right? Then so the tabulation will be needed till we complete all the calculations. So we have to draw a very clear table without any confusion or doubt. because that is going to help you for all the calculations. So U2F, next we will find out the value U2F. U2F equal to integral M into M2 into dx by EI. So here again equal to U2F equal to integral M for the portion DC. For the portion DC, M equal to 0, M2 equal to minus x. So integral 0 to 4 meters, this is 0 and this is minus x, and what we can do is we can forget about this because it is, we know that it is going to become 0, therefore that we need not write it and waste our time, because it is going to be 0 finally. When that is multiplied by 0, it will be 0 only, therefore straight away you can write 0. For the first term it is 0 plus for the second one limits are 0 to 6, m equal to minus 15x square into m2 equal to minus 4 into minus 4 into dx by E into 2i. This is very important. E into 2i plus. For the third one, limits are 0 to 10. M is minus 540 and M2 is minus 4 plus x, or you can say x minus 4. So this into x minus 4 into dx divided by E into 3i. U2F, right. So this on simplification equal to, I will not do the integration, substitution, so this is elementary, so the viewers can do it. So this value equal to 360 by EI. This value equal to 360 by EI. So this is the second value. Therefore, U2F equal to 360 by EI. U2F equal to 360 by EI. Second value. So we have completed the calculations for the right hand side of the compatibility equation. Right. Now we have to get the value of A. A matrix, so will be consisting of coefficients due to the application of the redundant forces one at a time, because we do not know the value of what is Vd, what is Hd. We apply Vd equal to unity, then Hd equal to unity. So those displacements you have to find out, because A will be due to the unit value of the redundant, F0 will be the redundant forces. This is what we are going to find out. This is equal to minus of UIF. This is the compatibility equation. So this we have got it. Now we will get it right by applying unit value of Vd. We have got the M1 values. Therefore, A11 will be equal to same integral M1 square dx by EI, because external force itself is Vd equal to unity. So that capital M, in the place of capital M, now you will have M1. In the place of small one also you will have M1. Therefore, M1 into dx by EI. Therefore, here first term m1 is 0. Therefore, first term you can forget about it, plus for the second one limits 0 to 6 meters, 0 to 6 meters. M1 value is x. So, m1 square means it is x square into dx by e into 2i. That is for the portion CB. For portion BA, 0 to 10 meters, the value of m1 is 6. Therefore, m1 square will be 6 square into dx by e into 3i. This we have to find out. So, very simple integration, substitution, etc. That will give A11 equal to 156 by EI. 156 by EI. A11 equal to that value, right. Now coming to A12. A12 equal to A21 equal to, will be equal to integral m1 for this, m2 for this, m1, m2 dx by EI. So, here equal to, again for the first portion m1 is 0, therefore, whatever you do finally for the first term you are going to get 0. For the second term, limits 0 to 6, 0 to 6, m1 is x, m2 is 4. So, m1 is x, m2 is minus 4 into dx by e into 2i plus for the third portion 0 to 10, 0 to 10 and m1 is 6, m2 is x minus 4. So, 6 into x minus 4, that is m1 into m2 into dx by e into 3i, I equal to 3i. So, that we have to find out. So, that again is a simple integration, that on integration and substitution we will be getting A12 equal to minus 16 by EI, minus 16 by EI. So, that is one. So, A11 we have got, A12 equal to A21 we have got. Now, A22 will be integral m2 square dx by EI. m2 square dx by EI. So, for this, for the first portion m2 is x. So, it is 0 to 4, the limits will be 0 to 4, limit m2 is minus x. So, minus x into minus x. So, minus x whole square dx by EI, first term. For the second term, integral 0 to 6, and m2 is minus 4, So, minus 4 whole square, m2 square into dx by e into 2i plus 0 to 10, M2 is equal to x minus 4 whole square. So x minus 4 is M2. So M2 square into dx by E into 3i. E into 3i. So this on simplification, integration, substitution of limits and simplification. So these small calculations the viewers can do it, because it's not involving sin theta, cos theta, sin square theta and so on. Therefore, you can easily do it. 100.44 by EI. So this value equal to 100.44 by EI. That is A22. That is A22. So we have got the values for the A matrix, value for the displacement vector. Now we have to find out the values of the redundant forces. We will rewrite the compatibility equation. So A into F naught equal to minus UIF. We know that the structure is statically indeterminate to 2 degrees. Therefore, the size of the flexibility matrix will be 2 by 2, and we have got all the values. And there are 2 coordinates. So there will be 2 displacements. So it is 2 by 1 vector, 2 by 1 vector. Now the values are, we can take 1 by EI outside. In all cases, we have EI, we have EI, and also we have EI. We will take 1 by EI outside. 1 by EI, A11 equal to 156. So this is 156. A12 equal to A21 equal to minus 16. Therefore, minus 16, and A22 is this value, 100.44. So this value is 100.44. So this is the A matrix. Into F1 naught, this is not known, F1 naught and F2, these are the redundant forces. Actually, this value is the vertical reaction at D, and this value is the horizontal reaction at D. Right. So this is equal to minus of U1F is minus 13,230 by EI. Here also we can take 1 by EI outside. 1 by EI for want of space, I write it on the right hand side. 1 by EI, and here it is 13,230 minus. So minus 13,230, and this value is 360. So that is the compatibility equation. Right. Now, F1 naught, F2 naught equal to F1 naught, F2 naught equal to minus of A inverse into UIF. That is equal to A inverse will be, when this is taken to the right hand side, this is EI minus of, that will become the numerator EI by 1 into the inverse of this. We need not write again. So the inverse of this will be, of course not here, the inverse of this will be 1 by the determinant. 1 by determinant is 156 into 100.44 100.44 minus half minus 16 into minus 16. So this is 1 by the determinant. 1 by determinant. So for want of space I will write down here into the adjoint of the matrix. 1 by determinant into the adjoint. The adjoint of the matrix, 100 will go here, 156 will come here. That is 100.44, 156. And these two, the sign will get changed. It will become 16, it will become 16 and 16. This is the value. Into the right hand side value. Right hand side is 1 by EI. 1 by EI into minus 13, 230 and 360. 360. So this EI and EI will get cancelled. Now it is 1 by 1 equal to minus of 1 by 154, 154, 0.64. That is this value into first value plus second value into second value. First row and the column, that will give you one value. Then the second row and this column will give one value, and that value when it is divided by this, I think that calculation people can easily do it, therefore that calculation I will avoid. What is to be done is 100.44 into minus of this value plus 16 into 360 divided by this value, minus of that value. Minus of that value will be finally 85.843. 85.843 finally. Similarly, 16 into this value plus, so this value will become minus. 16 into this will become minus, and plus 156 into 360. Second row multiplied by that column divided by minus of 15412.64. So that on simplification will be equal to 10.09. So this is our F1 naught, this is our F2 naught. F1 naught is that of VD, F2 naught is that of HD as we have originally assumed. So that is about the final. So these are the redundants. The redundants are the forces. So that is why this method is called the force method. We know already we have discussed these fundamentals. Right. Now, this is the frame. Subjected to UDL. UDL is 30 kilonewton per meter. This is fixed. Right. Now this is D. Now this value is VD is 85.843. 85.843 kilonewton, and this horizontal force is 10.09 kilonewton. Right. Now the moment at C, B and A we have to find out. Right. Now this is 4 meters, 6 meters, 10 meters. Right. Now and here D is hinged, and moreover these two forces will not cause any moment about the point D. Therefore MD is 0. MD is 0. Coming to MC, this vertical force will not cause any moment, but this horizontal force will cause a moment. 10.09 into 4. 10.09 into 4 is clockwise. Therefore, it is minus. So, moment is minus. MC is minus 10.09 because it is a clockwise moment into 4 meters. So, that value will be equal to minus 40.36. The same convention should be followed up to the end. Right. Now, MB equal to this 85.843 into 6 meters. Vertical force into horizontal, that is anti-clockwise, therefore it is plus. So, 85.843 into 6 meters, anti-clockwise it is positive. This 10.09 is a horizontal force into vertical distance is 4 meters up to B. This will cause a clockwise moment. So, clockwise moment means it is minus. So, minus 10.09 into 4 meters, horizontal force into vertical distance to the point B. Then there is a UDL of 30 km per meter. That will also produce a clockwise moment about the point B. Therefore, minus 30 into 6 meters into 6 by 2. So, that is equal to minus 65.302. So, this value equal to minus 65.302 kilonewton meter. Then coming to MA, the moment at A equal to 85.843 into 6 meters anti-clockwise. So, positive 85.843 into 6 meters about the point A, vertical force into horizontal distance. Now, coming to this point A, this is a horizontal force, this height is 6 meters. The 10.09 into 6 is again anti-clockwise, therefore, plus horizontal force is 10.09, vertical force up to the point A is 6 meters, that is anti-clockwise moment, that is, therefore, it is plus. Then 30 about this point, 30 minus 30 into 6 into 6 by 2. So, that is equal to MA equal to 35.598 kilonewton meter. So, that is about the moments at the supports. Now, we can draw the bending moment diagram. So, this is the frame. This is the frame. Here the moment is 0 and C it is minus. So, that means it will cause tension outside. If it is beam, here also tension on the top. So, this value equal to 40.36. I think it will not be, you will not be able to see the value, I just write it here. It is 40.36 kilonewton meter, right. MB is again minus, therefore, in the beam it will cause tension at the top, in the column it will cause tension on the outside. So, this value is 65.302. 65.302. So, this value is that value, this is also that value, and here it is plus. Plus means tension on the inside, 35 point. So, here it is 35.598 kilonewton meter. Therefore, the bending moment diagram will be like this. This is the support moment diagram. Then WL square by 8 will be this. So, because that is the only external load, therefore, this is the shape of the diagram, and this value equal to WL square by 8. WL square by 8. W is 30 into 6 square by 8. That value you can calculate and just write down here. So, there is no load on the column AB, there is no load on the column CD, therefore, this will be the diagram. This is minus, this is plus, and this is minus. So, this we have to hatch it. This is the bending moment diagram, BMD. This is the value of BMD. So, that completes the analysis of a frame subjected to a UDL, and it is of unequal length, it is of varying moment of inertia. Therefore, that completes the analysis of a portal frame, and here we just use the unit load method. Any load, here we can use strain energy method also. Strain energy method will directly give the redundant, will give the values of VD and HD directly, and here also unit load method can be allowed, but when you use conjugate beam method or other methods, from about which point you have to take moment for a column, beam, etc., that will be a confusion. Therefore, this method will be convenient. But all these things, the product integral chart will be very convenient. Anyway, hope we will be using in a short period, right? So thank you for the cooperation.